that actually goes in very nicely with what our next section, which is what the public sees and how you work with that. Underneath that, you can set up custom web pages. So you do have staging options that you don't have to put up everything that you've got on the site automatically. So yeah, there are options there, but demonstration sites are just as good. So let's have a look at what we've done the setup. Let's have a look at what the public sees. Just happen to have baked one here. Now notice I'm not logged in as a member and I'm not logged in as the site administration. This just happens to be how we've got this.
Mike, we can't see the screen at the moment.
You can't see the screen at the moment. That's because I haven't, my memory didn't include sharing it. Okay. Thank you for that. Right, better?
Yep.
Good. What the public sees is, you just make sure that I can use a site, is the main menu down here or a part of it. You won't necessarily, if you decide that you don't want a club calendar on your site, you don't necessarily have to see that. You don't have to give the public any downloads if you don't want to do that. You certainly don't. But there are some that you'll always see. I don't think, from memory, Jane, you can't suppress the homepage, right?
I don't think so.
There's not much point.
I've never heard anybody wanting to, so that's why I hesitated.
And you'll notice that homepage is 9364, it's a club number, and again, toastmastersclubs.org. I label that point because so many people use Toastmaster clubs, Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Club, and wonder why it doesn't work. It's two plurals. So that's the first knot you need to tie in your neck. So this is what they see. They see this homepage. This is a pretty standard web page that just sets out the basics for the club, and probably needs modifying every so often. But we just put in how you contact, where we meet, when we meet, and that we have an option, an online option. And you've seen these other sections: find your voice, transform yourself, etc., etc. These are set up as defaults for you if you wish to use them, and they are on the one of the site settings modules that we discussed earlier and that we will discuss again. So setting this up is something that is under the control of an officer or control of the site administrator, which is for about 20 minutes down the track. The other things that you'll see are, for example, this is what the public necessarily will see but can't do anything with, because it says members only at the top. So there's a clear distinction between what you can expect the public to see and what is meant for members only. So typically you have a meeting direction. I'll open all this in a new tab so as I don't have to remember to go back. So that's got whatever we want as the meeting. It may well have a snip from Google Maps, may have a link to Google Maps. What you put on here is pretty much up to you about how to get to the meeting. Then contact page is always a contact page, unless you don't want it, because it's all on the meeting information. We can probably suppress that later on. This is, Jane was talking about our our members page. And this is what our members have chosen to share about themselves. And with a few with a couple of restrictions. You put up a picture, otherwise you get the Toastmasters logo, and something about yourself, about why you find this particular club good to be with. What you put there again is entirely up to you. Club calendar. We'll see that these. Now, this is an important point when we start talking about agendas, because under here we've got an automatic addition for club meetings, and administrators and members can add events as well. The key point here is that if you don't have an agenda for a meeting that day, you won't see it in the club calendar unless the administrator or a member has added it manually. Jane, any comment?
It is a question that comes up quite often because the club meetings are that distinct blue colour. And yes, either you need an agenda or somebody needs to add it. I mean, either will work, depends on how your club is choosing to operate.
Yep. So for instance, here we know we've got a club meeting on the 21st. In January, we've got nothing because we haven't set up agendas for January yet. In February, or do we? Yes, there's just one meeting coming back on the 11th. So that's a reminder that yes, we need to do some we need to do some work on it. And this is your advanced coming in from your advanced roster. I'm not going to go too much into here because you can do this stuff for yourself. These are set up by Toastmasters International. If you wish to have a promotional video from TI on there, that's fine. Public downloads are what you choose to, what files you choose to expose to your members. Could be an application form, for example. Right, where are we? That's what the public sees. And the other piece that I want to mention in this section is that this is the basic level. It's what the public sees. Underneath that is what the member sees, and that's what this members only section is all about. Underneath that is what you can do as a club officer. And normally that is enabled by what you can do by working as a site administrator. So the site administrator sets up all the parameters, educates the club officers in what features they can expect and how to use them. They educate the members in how to use the site, and the rest the public just come in and do whatever the public does.